guys, Phil McGilvray here from Grandma's Jars. Thank you for joining us today. This is tutorial 8 in our 10-part tutorial series, our top 10 tips for paying off debt. So we're taking here the 15 years of experience we've had with working with people and helping them pay off debt and take control of their finances, and we're sort of squashing it into this 10 tutorial series. I hope you've been enjoying it so far. Today I'm doing something slightly different because in the last 2 tutorials we've looked at strategy and the real method we use for helping people develop debt elimination plans. Today I want to talk to you about your attitude towards paying off debt, because if you're only half-hearted about the debt elimination process, then you'll probably not get the results you're after. The people that succeed the most are the ones that are really deliberate and purposeful in what they do. They take control, they do those actions that are required to succeed. So today's session, you'll notice here I've called Get Some Grunt, because you want to be deliberate, you want to be purposeful. Paying off debt isn't that hard when you apply the right strategy, but you need to mean it. You need to really want it to happen. And there's 3 things that I want to suggest today that can help accelerate that process. So if you're really serious about getting rid of your debt, rather than just being, oh, well, it sounds nice, instead of just saying what you want to do, you need to take action. You need to actually make something happen, because actions always speak louder than words. So what I'd suggest you do, the first one is sell stuff. If you've got stuff that you can use to pay off debt, then do it. No doubt you've got things lying around at home that might not mean a whole lot to you, but someone else is willing to buy it. And with eBay and Gumtree and a whole number of other classifieds out there, it's not hard to sell things. So again, get purposeful about it and go, okay, well, let's find all the things we can sell, because little amounts of money make a big difference. And the reason I've got the same board set up as I did yesterday was because just to remind you that small amounts of money can make a big difference. If you remember from this example in our previous 2 sessions, we've looked at the client scenario and we've said, look, at the moment he's paying $2,810 off his debts each month. But if we look at paying the minimum on all of his debts, we can actually get that down to $1,804 as a minimum that he's got to pay off his debts without incurring any more interest, which frees up $1,006 for us to get purposeful about paying off one debt at a time. So in this scenario, we freed up that extra $1,000, which meant in one month, we were able to pay off his speeding fine, which was $294. We were able to pay off half of his MasterCard, and the following month, or actually within 3 months, we're able to pay off his speeding fine, his MasterCard, and his Visa card, just by being purposeful in the way that we use the money. Now, just by finding that extra $1,000, now we were already paying it off debts, but because we were using this scattergun approach, we weren't being effective. But what I want to say is that if we could find another $500, another $1,000, what it's going to do is accelerate this process of paying off these debts. So if you can sell some stuff, there's really not a lot of effort required. You can take a couple of months step forward, which is going to mean that you're in a much better position down the track. People underestimate the power of just finding an extra few $100s, and they don't even bother doing it. But if you're really serious, do everything you can do to get rid of your debt. And if that means selling the old Nintendo or PlayStation for a couple $100 on eBay, do it, because it will make a big difference. The other thing that I would suggest that you look to do is, if you've got a budget, and you should have a budget, that's I think step 3 of this whole process is you must have a budget in place. But if you've got a budget in place, look to see at your discretionary categories, things like your grooming or your sports and hobbies. Can you do without those for a couple of months? Can you just say, look, I am serious about getting rid of my debt, and if I can do without some clothes or cosmetics or getting my hair cut for a month or 2, maybe I should do that, take those funds and pay them off my debt. Because as you can see, $294 would deal with that first debt. $500 would be a third of one of these other payments. So you're putting yourself further down the track. So sell some stuff. see if you can do without something for a couple of months. Again, if you're serious about it, these are the things you're willing to do. And the third thing that I'd recommend you think about is, can you find some extra work? Can you do something that is going to allow you to pay your debt off faster? You know, a weekend job for a while, or stacking shelves of an evening, or doing some consulting or some freelancing, or there are so many ways to make money these days. And I know it takes time away from your family, but I can tell you, you know, people complain, oh, well, I'm not going to have time with my family. But I can tell you, you're working so hard to get that debt paid off that it'll free up time down the track if you can really just focus on getting rid of this debt. And in the case of this client, it was really only a commitment of 12 to 18 months, and all of a sudden all this lifestyle debt was gone. It's the same with taking on a part-time job. Can I take on a part-time job? Can I raise another few $100s a month? Because all of a sudden, I'm going to make progress and all this debt's going to be gone. I'm going to be a much better person for it. My relationship's going to be that much stronger for it. I'm going to be far more present for my kids without this debt overhanging me. So I really encourage you, get the right attitude. If you want to get out of debt, get serious about it, do what it takes, raise some extra funds and accelerate the process, because you'd be surprised that commitment of just selling things, doing without things, doing a bit of extra work for 12 months or whatever even short period it might be is worth the outcome if you can get yourself debt free. I hope that makes sense. I hope you're encouraged. I've just seen this work so many times with clients. Yeah, that's why I've popped it in here. Tomorrow we're getting really back onto the strategy side of things, and we're looking at a month-by-month debt repayment strategy, which was building on tutorial 9, last tutorial. So look, stick with it, stay focused, get a bit of grunt behind you, and you'll be surprised how far you can go.